Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again in this YouTube astrological segment. I'm going to be talking about why I believe we need the zodiac sign Capricorn in our lives. And yes, this does apply and pertain to the sun, moon, and ascendant. Well, anyway, people, first thing off is Capricorn can be very good for discipline. They can inspire us to be more disciplined. It's funny, I've talked previously about how actors and actresses can often subconsciously, if not consciously, be drawn to roles that correspond with their astro energies. Conrad Bain, I believe Capricorn Rising, he was in a scene on a Different Strokes television series, and he got mad at the teacher on in an episode, and when the teacher stood up, it was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was the actor in the scene. He stood up, and Conrad Bain sat down and said, well, you're lucky, something like you're lucky I'm a man of great restraint. And of course, Capricorn energy epitomizes that. I thought that was funny. Now, Capricorn, we need Capricorn because they could also help us attain our ambitions. They're very career oriented. I had a Capricorn sun boss one time that kept trying to coax me, encourage me into going to school after, post high school, like going to college or do something to learn a trade or what have you, but I never really did. And a lot of my problems, of course, are attributed to that. I should have listened to him. He was a good mentor, and he was very fatherly too, which is another good thing about Capricorn. People with Capricorn males can be very fatherly, despite being somewhat known, maybe somewhat callous or undemonstrative. They also, the males can be very fatherly toward others. And anyway, well, another reason I think we need Capricorn as well is because they could be very astute in business. They could have tremendous business acumen, have business solutions. The late great renowned Yankees owner George Steinbrenner had a Capricorn ascendant at 29 degrees. I see as the full culmination of the sign. Now, some may have seen him as ruthless and tyrannical, but a lot of people saw him as somebody with very good business acumen and insight. He constantly got the marquee elite players he needed to make his team more successful, and the Yankees were often a perennial World Series title contender because of him. So Capricorn energy can be very good in terms of business. And another reason I think we need Capricorn. Capricorn gives us consistency. We know what we can expect from them. They have somewhat intransigent nature, but that could be beneficial in certain ways. They could be very consistent in what they do. Don Shula, the great former NFL coach Don Shula, was a Capricorn sun, and so many people just talked and lauded him for his consistency over and over again. You look at another example. I look at Dennis Rodman, a former prolific NBA player. He has a Capricorn ascendant. He was a relentless rebounder. He was basically a specialist. He went in there to rebound, and he was a tenacious defender as well. But you knew what to expect from him day in and day out. He went in there with a very strong work ethic. I know he was somewhat controversial. A lot of people might not have liked him, but you could not undermine his consistency. So anyway, another thing about Capricorn too, why we need them is because they could be proficient in certain things like dentistry, information technology, computer programming, business, government, politics, even timekeeping, working as an accountant, and that we would have fewer people that were proficient in those fields if we didn't have Capricorn. I had a friend of mine some time ago, a sun in Capricorn, and he was very astute in terms of computer knowledge, and he was showing me things on the computer that I didn't know about at lightning speed. He was going so fast it wasn't even funny. And they are very good often computer programming, because I think a lot of Capricorns could be very detail oriented. They'll often do the painstaking work and things that are tedious that other people may simply just not want to do. So anyway, well, another reason we may need Capricorn is because of their strong professionalism, and they often demonstrate a very good work ethic as well, and they can inspire others to do so. Capricorns can often be very laborious and industrious workers, and they often will set a very good example for others that aren't quite as ambitious or work oriented to follow. Hold on a moment, people. Sorry about that, but anyway, well, another reason when I look at Capricorn as well is that they are known often for their responsibility. They could teach us to be very responsible and let us know that we have to understand repercussions for negative actions as well. Saturn is like, I mean, it's kind of like that teacher. They really and I mean, Saturn, which rules Capricorn, can be like that teacher. Capricorn can also instill responsibility into our lives, and being in maturity as well. And I think for those reasons we do need Capricorn in our lives. Now, another reason why I see we need Capricorn is because they are often very organized, whether it's cleaning up a disheveled home, defragging a computer. They are often about organization, and they will turn something, they will turn a mess into something very neat and organized. They could also help perhaps organize our lives to some degree and help formulate a plan for us, whether it's attaining some kind of ambition or goal or what have you, something that could be career oriented. They are often, I mean, Capricorn is the sign, you look at them associated with the career in the 10th house in astrology. So they could be good in terms of helping us follow up on some kind of life plan, I think, and often that could be connected with what career we may choose in our lives. And anyway, well, another thing about Capricorn, I think why we need them is because they're often older and more mature than their years indicate. Capricorn, when younger, may often take on inordinate responsibility and have to do more than what you would think the average person would be required as a child. Capricorn may have to do a tremendous amount of the work around, it could be around the home or doing things for a parent. It could be taking care of a debilitated family member or doing more chores than he or she anticipated. I think people are cognizant that Capricorn is very mature beyond their years, and sometimes they'll capitalize on it and might even take advantage of this to some degree. But I think that's another reason why we need Capricorn in our lives, and they could often help us develop a more mature attitude on certain things in life. Now, last but not least, we need Capricorn as well because they are simply very good planners. They could be that walking and talking day planner. They're often strongly about premeditation. They are the people that will not only often remember to bring that backup battery, that spare tire, but they'll buy it well in advance and not wait till the last minute. Capricorn is generally not about spontaneity and doing things extemporaneously. They often think things out very thoroughly. I think they may unequivocally be the most premeditative of all the zodiac signs. And also they often another reason why we need Capricorn too is because they'll often handle authority very well. They can make very good bosses, and they often know how to disperse duties evenly to the employees. They seem to sense the strengths of each employee, and they often are able to be good bosses because of this. They could be somewhat authoritative, but at the same time they seem to know, they kind of handle every employee the way they should handle. Maybe they sense certain things with their personalities or whatever, and their strengths and their weaknesses. They evaluate it accordingly, and they can seem to get the most out of each employee because of this. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. As for why I believe we need Capricorn in our lives. And stay tuned next time where I'll be talking about why I believe we need the zodiac sign Aquarius in our lives. Now, two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.